Gururvina, Gathirnasthi. The word Guru has a great and deep significance in one's life. Life does not mean only breathing. The aim of life is not just to eat food and grow up. Neither is it to get married and reproduce. Human life has a special objective. It involves a special process which sets it apart and places it well above the life processes of all the other living beings on this earth. And this process is to know, why was I born? Such a thought process cannot be seen in other animals, birds or insects. The gods cannot take birth, neither can the demons. Only a human being can touch higher spiritual planes while still in the mother's womb. Hence, the birth of a human is the best phenomenon occurring in this universe. But this is also quite true that taking birth is also not an extraordinary occurrence. And it is so because your birth made no difference to the society or to our lives. Being born is an ordinary, perpetual occurrence. Whenever a man and a woman come together, a birth takes place. Even animals, birds and insects are born, but their birth does not bring forth any change in this world. Similarly, your birth too has in no way brought any novelty in the society. Being born is only a result of a process of confluence of a man and a woman. The moment you are born, your life starts moving on the path which leads only to the funeral ground. Suppose you are destined to live for 64 years. Living each hour means losing 1 hour of your lifetime, and each hour you get closer to the inevitable death. As 1 year after another passes, your lifespan becomes shorter and shorter. 63 years, 62 years, 60 years. Living the way as you are is a process of moving forward on the path of death. And even the animals and the birds are bound by this process. But there is a difference between you and the animals, for you can unravel the subtle mysteries of life. You can ponder over and find solutions to questions like, why did God create me? What is the objective of human life? What is its goal? The true goal of life is to progress on the path leading to totality. The goal of life is to transform an atom into the infinite and to reach the highest echelon. This is why it has been said in the Ishavasyopanishad,
Brahma Tam Purnaha Savai Purnaha Samanushay Sapasum Vai Pakshi Mam Purnaha.
That is, one who thinks about and leads his life towards totality is a human. Why was I born? What is the goal of my life? What shall be my fate? There is no difference between an animal and a person who does not think on these lines. An animal cannot think. God has no significance in its life, and it does not have any goal of life. And one who does not have any goal in life cannot attain totality in it. Most humans lead such an animal existence. But your life is a bit different from the lives of animals, because the path you have chosen is the right course of life. The text Taittiriyopanishad has very well elucidated this fact. It says, the chief objective, the basic thought of life is to keep progressing, to keep moving. But a person keeps moving on. Then what is so special in these words? Actually, the essence of life, the key to life, lies in these words.
Sapurnam Vai Parikam Pariva Maridam Sarve Shatam Purnatah Dirgham Yutmadam Pariva Paridam Sadgam Parim Purnatam Gurudev Savita Sait Dharitam Dirghayutam Purnatah Sadirgha Manuvai Pasanta Paritam Dhammo Vatim Purnatah.
I believe that this slok epitomizes the whole text. it is elucidated in it that we take birth and start moving forward in life, but we keep progressing only towards death, towards self-annihilation. And if we are fortunate, if we have done some good deeds, we meet the Guru on this path of life. Then if we realize the true form of the Guru, we can touch the highest echelons of totality in life. But it may also happen that, due to your own shortcomings, you may walk on without recognizing him, because you have never tried to realize the true objective, the true goal of your life. And no ordinary man can make you realize this. Not even the gods can reveal to you the subtle mysteries of life, because they were never born and hence they don't know what the significance of human life is. Even Gandharvas, Kinnars, Yakshas cannot make you understand life. For what can one who was never born tell you about life? But the Guru did take birth and he reached the state of totality in life. Hence, he can guide you on each step of this unique path. It is said in Yajurveda,
Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnadamuchyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate.
This beautiful verse explains that the goal of life is not to stop dead on one's path, and neither is it to stop and take rest. The aim of life is to choose the right path, which leads to the correct destination. Life reveals to a human several paths, several processes. One of these processes is reproduction. Moving on this path, one can give birth to 2, 3 or 4 children, and just as we keep getting closer to death, similarly we force our children onto this path to mortality. We remain stuck up in a mire of lies, deceit and sins, and then we push our children too into this filth. The reason is that when we ourselves do not know the truth, we cannot guide our children to it. How can we impart that knowledge to them which we ourselves do not possess? This is nothing but being caught up in the cycle of life and death and wandering about aimlessly, wasting our precious lives. In this process, if the goal of life becomes a bit clear and we meet a Guru, then we should firmly hold his feet and try to fuse our souls with his own. But if you don't meet a Guru, then your life shall keep moving towards mortality. The Vedas, the Shastras and the Upanishads have elucidated only one thing, and that is
Tam Brahma, Tum Brahmasmi.
That is, you are Brahma. Hence you have to fuse your soul in Brahma, into your own self. At the moment, you are taking birth again and again as a father, a son, a mother, as a wife and as a brother. You are wandering aimlessly, and in each life you move forward and embrace death. The Upanishads say that Tvam Purnam Vai, that is, you can attain totality. But the fact is that you do not know what totality means and how it can be achieved. And the person who can explain what totality is the Guru. You won't find a Guru in your house, in an ashram or on the banks of a river. Those attired in saffron robes and having long hair are not Gurus. Guru is one who is spiritually enlightened and who has achieved the realization of Brahma. A Guru is one who knows what totality of life is, what the goal of life is. Only a person who knows the real destination of human life and who knows how to reach that goal is a Guru. And only a Guru can reveal all this to you, because
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Para Brahma, Tasmai Sri Guru Vedama.
In this verse, the disciple says, I bow down before a Guru, not because he shows me a new path, but because he gives new life to me. In fact, I am born again. Taking birth as such is an ordinary event. My parents have given birth to me. This is nothing extraordinary. But my Guru has made me fuse with the Brahma, and fusing with the Brahma means a new birth. I had no control over my natural birth, and I was just born without any aim or goal in life. But now, due to the blessings of the Guru, my destination is clear to me. Guru Brahma, that is, my Guru is Brahma in himself. Hence I pray to my Guru to give me a new life. Guru Vishnu, my Guru is a manifestation of Vishnu. I pray to him to instill into my life superconscience, divinity and totality. I wish he explains to me the goal of life and the path on which I should move forward. Gurudev Maheshwara, he is the true form of Shiva, and only he can lead my life to prosperity. All my actions today are based on deceit, lies and sins. I am just giving birth to children and walking on towards death. My life is devoid of any conscience or knowledge, and I do not know how to reach the pedestal of Shiva. I do not know how to fill myself with the vigor of life. I do not know how to achieve totality in life, and only a Guru can teach all this to me. Guru Sakshat Parabrahma. Guru is in fact Parabrahma, that is, even above the pedestal of Brahma, and totality in life can be achieved only on realizing the state of superconscience. The Upanishads say, Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamaduchyate. That is, the greatest achievement of life is attaining totality in it. Most people lead an ordinary animal existence, but the goal of my life is to raise my conscience to the spiritual heights of Brahma and thus to fuse my soul with the vastness of this universe. Only a few fortunate men are able to learn the process of fusing with the universe. Only those who have a high level of spiritual thinking can reach this state. All religions lead to the same Parabrahma, but to reach it, a Guru is a must, because Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. That is, Guru is himself Parabrahma, and I bow down before him. Hence, whenever in your life you meet a Guru, that moment shall be the golden moment of your life. You may meet a Guru within 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, or even after 25 years of your birth. But the moment in which you meet him shall be the most fortunate in your entire life. At that moment, you shall realize that there is someone who can instill a motion, a spirit into your life. And when you obtain Diksha from a Guru and he calls you his disciple, you are born again. That moment in which the Guru in the form of Brahma gives you new birth is like a new dawn in your life, and your actual life starts from that particular moment. Before that moment, your life consists of nothing but a body of flesh and blood, filled with passions, selfishness and greed. You do not possess anything about which you could feel proud. You do not know the right path. You are walking on a dirt track without any knowledge of your real goal. You are ensnared in a net of illusions and keep running like a madman after wealth, wine and woman. A Guru, on the other hand, stops you and makes you realize that you are a special creation of God. The Guru accepts you as a disciple, gives you new life and tells you that God has created you for a special purpose. God never creates even a blade of grass without any particular motive. And when he has given form to you and gifted you with thinking power, then surely there must be a deeper significance of your life. And the path onto which the Guru initiates you to make you realize all this leads to the totality of life. The Guru explains to you what the goal of life should be and which thought process you should imbibe into your life. You can attain totality in all spheres of life only with the help of a Guru. And when you succeed in doing so, your life gets filled with a new joy and enthusiasm. The Guru does not just give you Diksha and make you his disciple, rather he gives you a new identity. Through Diksha, he purifies your body, your blood, by vanquishing the deceit, lies, lust and the sins which you have inherited from your fathers and forefathers. Maybe your father did not meet any Guru. Maybe it was not in his fate to obtain a Guru, and hence he covered the journey from birth to death without achieving anything. He could not achieve anything in his life because the only thing he did was to take birth, grow up and then die. The same thing happened to your grandfather and your forefathers because they never stopped in life even for one moment to think what the significance of human life is. And even if they did think on these lines, they did not meet anyone who could guide them onto the correct path. This is why I say to you, may the doors of fortune open up for you and may you meet a Guru. When you come across a Guru, a sort of explosion shall take place in your life. When you shall move forward and hold his feet, it shall be a step which shall revolutionize your whole life. Meeting him shall be like lighting a torch of spiritual enlightenment in your life, which shall expel the darkness of ignorance from your heart. When this happens, your life shall gain a meaning, a motive, a goal, and you shall no longer move towards mortality. That day shall commence a new chapter in your life. Mrityorma Amrutangamaya is an often repeated phrase in the ancient texts. It means that a Guru teaches you how to move from the path of death to that of immortality. You already know the way to death, but you do not know about the path to immortality. Only one person can make you realize this path, and he is the Guru. Guru is one who has achieved the realization of Brahma and who has covered the path to immortality. Even death cannot harm a person who has fused himself in the Guru, because the Guru has achieved divine enlightenment. He is not an ordinary human, he is a celestial form. He is Brahma, he is Vishnu, he is Shiva. In fact, he is Purna Brahma. And the process of becoming a part of the Purna Brahma is the greatest accomplishment of life. Through this process, you can become a part of this divinity and can thus rise your life to empyrean spiritual heights. In the life of every human being comes such an opportunity, but most remain in a state of dilemma whether this person can be a Guru or not. Most people are deceived by the outer appearance and they accept frauds wearing saffron robes and having long hair as their preceptors. But such frauds are not sadhus or sannyasis. What can they give you? They themselves are beggars who go about asking for some money, clothes and food. Such people do not have anything to give, and only those who have something to give can raise one's life to higher planes. But the Himalayas never walk to a mountaineer. They remain still, standing majestically at one place, with several summits reaching out and touching the sky above. They adorn the earth with their beautiful snow-laden peaks, and even the gods feel delighted to wander about in their valleys. Hence, to enjoy their resplendent charms, a person himself has to travel and reach them. Only then can he enjoy the divine bliss and peace amidst their beautiful sceneries. On reaching the Himalayas, one feels as if the heart and the soul have become purified. Similar is the feeling one has on meeting a guru. But to meet him, a person himself has to walk and reach him. And when he reaches the guru and holds his feet, he realizes the path which leads to the totality of life. Thus, his goal becomes clear to him, and with the help of the guru, he starts progressing towards it. Moving on this path, he always remembers his real goal, even when leading a normal, mundane life. He knows that this path does not lead to death. He knows that the final destination of this path is not a funeral ground. He knows that at the end of the path is a new day, and reaching it, he shall be filled with divine spiritual enlightenment. He knows that there he shall fuse his soul with the Brahma and shall attain totality in life. At this moment, your life is a void without any goal. You are like an empty earthen vessel. You do not even know what the thought process of your life is. Only a guru can explain to you which path you have to follow. But you should carefully follow the guru on the path shown by him, lest you shall remain behind all alone, with the guru having walked on. Take care not to leave his feet, because death shall try to change your life in order to deviate you from the right path. And this death can appear as an enemy in any form, as your parents, your brother, your relations, or your friends. They shall say to you, "What are you doing? Where are you going? Which path are you trying to follow? You should earn money, do some business, you should get married, you should have children. Otherwise, who shall cremate your body and offer oblations to your soul after your death?" Let me ask you, who cremated the body of Surdas after his death? Who offered oblations to the soul of Kabir after he had left his worldly form? Who offered fire to the funeral pyre of Vasishtha when he died? Vishwamitra's body was not cremated by his sons, but by his disciples, who are the living images of the totality he had achieved in his life. And the person who achieves this totality attains the goal of human life. Such a person does not worry about anything, and even death cannot harm him, because he then becomes invincible and attains great spiritual heights. Such moments of achieving totality shall also present themselves in your life, but at that moment your enemies too shall be standing before you in the form of your wife, your husband, your parents, your social obligations, and your financial problems. These opponents shall surely block your way. You shall be all alone, and surrounding you on all sides will be hundreds of foes. But remember that a person who is courageous, manly, capable and strong puts forward each step with firmness, and he never stops, come what may, because supporting him is a conscience, a thought, and the firm hand of his guru. Indeed, unique is the moment when one acquires the support of a guru and moves on this new path of sadhana. This path of sadhana is the way to a new dawn, a new divine enlightenment. The person holding whose hand one can move on determinedly on this path is not an ordinary human being. In fact, he represents a process of rising human life to great spiritual heights. He represents the path to totality. He has been called the Purnamada, Guru, Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, by the Shastras, and more than anything, he represents the real truth. The Shastras have never expounded the worship of Brahma or Vishnu or Rudra, or for that matter any other god. They have only emphasized on the worship of the Guru. And when the great sages have emphasized only on the worship of the Guru, there must be some deep significance behind this. These sages were great scholars and possessed much more knowledge than we do today. Hence, they knew that no god can instill totality into the life of a human being. Without totality, life is meaningless, and only a guru can help one achieve this state. This is why I say to you that the moment you meet a guru, only one thought should be on your mind, and that is to give everything and devote yourself in his feet. You should hold on to his feet and should become one with his body and soul, just as fragrance disperses and becomes one with the air. You have to fuse your soul with that of the Guru, and if you are able to do so, you shall surely attain the goal of life by progressing on the path which leads to totality. This path leads to a destination where there is eternal joy. Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim. That state is of a peaceful samadhi. It is a state of totality, and reaching it, you can then guide millions of other humans onto this path. Then you can give them the right thought process and can leave behind a rich legacy of spiritual enlightenment for the future generations. This is what we call as completeness in life. This is why I am cautioning you not to miss this chance. Missing this one moment means death. If you don't avail the moment, the perpetual cycle of time shall obliterate all traces of your existence from this earth. I say this because in this moment lies the key to completeness in life. Because in this golden moment, you shall get linked with a Guru who can raise your life to high spiritual planes. This one moment is truly amazing in itself. A complete transformation of your life takes place, and there occurs an explosion of joy and divine conscience in your body and soul. Then you attain a joy which your forefathers could never experience in their lives. Without such an explosion, such joy, such totality cannot be attained. True joy is in being in the feet of a Guru as a disciple. True joy is like the peace experienced on sitting under the cool shade of a tree. Such peace, such bliss, such joy can be experienced by only a few. Rather, only a disciple can achieve this state. This is why the best achievement of life is in being a disciple, and one becomes a disciple when one's conscience gets awakened, when one obtains a Guru and realizes his true form. You too can obtain a Guru. Such a moment can, in fact, come any time and at any age in your life. But when such a moment does come, new life begins for you, and you are in a way reborn. The Shastras say, Janmanam Jayate Shudra, that is, every person is a Shudra by birth. A Shudra cannot distinguish between good deeds and sins, or between sanctity and profanity. But when his body and soul are consecrated and sanctified through Diksha, a new life begins for him. When you sit with a Guru and he places his hand on your head and accepts you as his disciple, then your life becomes meaningful. Thus, there are two lives. The first life before Diksha leads only to death, while the new life after Diksha leads to immortality. The aim of the first life is to satisfy one's material passions, while that of the second life is to attain totality. The first life is based on lies, deceit, lust and sins, while the second is based on joy and totality, which even great yogis and ascetics keep striving hard to achieve. May you realize such a moment in your life. May you succeed in awakening your conscience. And this is possible only through the unification of a guru and a disciple. When the guru fuses the soul of the disciple with his own, then that moment is of divine bliss. May you reach such a stage in your life, and may this thought process become clear to you. But when shall such a moment come in your life? Only when you forget your parents, brothers, sisters, sons, friends, your problems and your passions, and think for just one moment which path you should follow. This thought process shall encourage you onto the right path, which leads to totality. The process of walking on this path is similar to that of a river flowing and merging into the ocean. When the river originates from its source, it has only one thought, one aim, one goal, and that is to flow as fast as it can and merge into the ocean. And only when it merges with the ocean does it attain peace. A similar bliss is experienced by a disciple on meeting a guru. You are like a river and I am an ocean. I am your guru and I accept that you are my disciple. This is why I say to you, come, I am standing here with open arms. An ocean with its expanse remains ready to welcome the river. The river originates in the mountains, flows over rocks, through valleys, over the plains, and with a great speed reaches the ocean and merges into it. It ends its journey at the same place where it had started from. When the bright hot rays of the sun fall on the shimmering surface of the ocean, the water evaporates, rises up, and forms clouds. The vaporized drop of water in the cloud knows that it is a part of the huge ocean and has to merge into it one day. It yearns to return to the ocean, but the wind blows it away. The cloud carrying the drop wanders here and there in the sky at the mercy of the harsh winds. The drop keeps pining to reach the ocean, but does not know how to. And then the cloud strikes a mountain, a guru, a loud thunder reverberates through the skies, and the drop condenses back into water, the same form in which it had been a part of the ocean. On realizing its true form, the drop again remembers from where it had originated. It falls down as a raindrop, and with other such drops forms rivers which flow towards the ocean. But the journey is very tedious. On the way are hundreds of obstacles and problems, hundreds of rocks and falls, but the drop does not stop because it knows what its goal is, and thus with a zeal and enthusiasm it keeps moving forward along with other drops. Such is then its speed, such is then its force, that it washes away everything which comes in its way. Humans, animals, trees, and even entire villages. And the moment it merges with the ocean, it attains a unique peace, a soothing bliss, a great joy. For at that moment it knows that it has reached the place it had started from. It knows that it has achieved the desired totality. Similar is the relation between a disciple and a guru. I am a guru and you are a part of my soul. This is not your first birth. Even in your previous life, you are my disciple. I know you very well. You may not know me, you may not recognize me, but it is very much true that I am a witness to your previous 25 lives. I know you for the past 2500 years after the Buddha era. During these 2500 years, you came to me 25 times. Each time I called out to you and instilled enlightenment into you. Each time I stopped you from moving on the path of death. You are wandering about like a directionless cloud. My aim was to give direction to your life. You have to collide with the Himalayas. I am here, standing before you like a mountain, and when you collide with me, you shall become a drop. Then you shall realize your true form. But in your way too, there are hundreds of obstacles. Your parents, brothers, sisters, wife, sons stop you from reaching the cool valleys of the Himalayas. They change the course of your path and force you to move towards a blazing desert. And when a drop falls on the desert sand, it gets lost in the sand forever. And I am cautioning you that this is not the path which you have to follow. You have to reach me, collide with me, for then only shall I be able to give you the form of a drop. I am a witness to your previous 25 lives. Each time I called out to you, made you my disciple, and instilled into you knowledge and divine conscience. Each time I explained to you that you have to move on the path which leads to the heights of the Himalayas. But each time you ended up in a desert. You remained infatuated by your wife, your son, and your wealth. I tried to raise your life to higher planes, but you kept falling back lower and lower. And falling means embracing death. You never attained totality of life because it can be attained only by colliding with the Himalayas. I know which path is right for you, hence I am encouraging you onto it. This is why I am saying you do not have to stop in your life, nor do you have to think deeply. One does not know how much life is left, and the journey is very long. The journey from the Himalayas, the Gangotri, to the ocean is thousands of miles long. If you are slow or indecisive, you cannot reach your destination. If the river flows very slowly, it shall dry up on its way itself. And if you stop dead like a dried up river, then there shall be no significance of your life. A river attains totality only by blending into the sea. You too have to move fast, and you have to keep progressing, overcoming all obstacles which may be present on this path. And the moment you fuse your soul into mine, the moment you realize your true self by coming closer to me, you shall achieve eternal joy and divine conscience in life. I am not a guru who just preaches or wears saffron robes. I do not wish to have thousands of disciples wandering about with me. I am only trying to guide the people onto the right path from which they have deviated. You too have gone astray. This is why I am trying to make you realize that our relation is not merely physical. It is in fact a union of two souls. You are not my son, neither am I your father. You are neither my brother nor my relative. You are a part of my soul. You are a manifestation of my soul. And when I see you wandering about aimlessly towards a desert, I call out to you to tell you that this is not your path. Each time you have realized that you are a drop which has to reach the ocean, but each time you have allowed yourself to be blown away towards the desert where you perished. And each time I have had to think why this drop is not realizing that the true joy of life lies in colliding with the Himalayas, or why each time this drop falls in the scorching desert sand and embraces death. But this time I will not let this happen. I won't let this cycle repeat itself. I won't let death touch you, because this time you won't hold my finger, rather I shall hold your hand. This time, if I have to, I shall even drag you onto this path and make you realize your true goal. I shall myself face all the obstacles which shall appear on the way and shall drag you to the final goal. And I shall do this because taking birth and dying again and again is not the way to achieve joy and divinity. But unfortunately, you are choosing this path of mortality in every life, and I have to explain to you everything from the beginning each time you do so. But now the time is very less. Hence I am instilling into you a new conscience, a new knowledge, a new spirit, in the form of a thought that you do not have to slow down or stop in this life. You do not have to become infatuated. Rather, you have to realize your true self. You do not have to reach the desert. Rather, you have to fly to the Himalayas. This time I won't let you follow the path of death. This time I want to purify your blood. I shall surely do it. Rather, I am doing it now. For the first time I have taken hold of your hand. I have pulled you towards me, and I have tried to bring you closer to my life. I have seen death snatching you away from life 25 times. I shouted and called out to you to come back 500 times. But I think you are deaf and cannot hear my voice. You cannot hear anything, the sound of the ocean waves or the gentle whispering of the wind. The obstacles, the problems, the worries around you are restraining you from moving towards true joy. And this is because the basis of your thinking and your life are passions, and they keep pushing you towards death. With my open arms, I am instilling a divine conscience into your soul. I am a fragrant breeze, and I am ready to fill your soul with totality. Hence, forget about everything and breathe deeply. I wish to enter into your soul. Hence, open up your arms and let the Guru in the form of a breeze merge into your body, your soul, and your thoughts. You are my disciple, and I am your Guru. Hence, I am ready to fuse my soul with your conscience. This coming together of two souls is the most astounding practice in the entire universe. This is the first step to a divine life. After Buddha, this practice shall occur for the first time, because after Buddha, all gurus just offered their fingers for the disciples to hold on. They themselves kept moving forward and asked the disciples to follow them. But I do not wish to do this, because you are not able to keep up with my fast steps and you tend to lag behind. Hence, I am not going to preach any Shastra. I will not give any Guru Mantra to you, and neither shall I give you any knowledge or divine enlightenment, because I do not wish you to wander about aimlessly. For the first time, I wish you to stand up in revolt. I want you to completely transform your lives. I want to teach you how to create a revolution. I want to show you the path, treading on which you can reach a level where the entire world shall be in your feet. It is a path where you shall achieve totality by passing through rigorous stress. And this you shall do by developing a spiritual strength. You cannot be a true disciple, true father or a son by living in misery. Weakness of mind and body cannot lead you to the true goal of life. Hence, you have to create an explosion in your own self, in your soul, so that you can be filled with perpetual energy. Only then shall you be able to realize the right moment in your life. and this right moment is now here. In each life, there has been a war going on between you and me. Each time there has been a conflict because you kept choosing the wrong path and I kept warning you against it. But you remained unmoved. I believed that you have a conscience, but no, you are nothing but a rock. I had thought that you have a soul, but you turned out to be a mound of clay. I wished to give you the form of a pot, a lamp, but you are adamant to remain as clay. Hence I am giving you the new mantra, and this mantra is of revolt, of rebellion, of creating an explosion. This is the key to staking everything you have in life and achieving totality. This is the process of jumping high. And when you jump high, when you create an explosion, when you raise your conscience to great spiritual heights, you shall become a disciple in the true sense. You will not find any guru who can initiate such a process in your life. You may meet gurus who feel happy in having thousands of followers, who wear saffron robes, live in hermitages, and try to show others how great they are. But you do not have to get attracted by their dazzle. I will not let this happen because in each life I have listened to your words and let you go your way. But this time I won't pay any heed to what you say. I have taken hold of your hand and now I cannot leave it. And neither shall I let you go because it is my duty to pull you towards me. This struggle has been going on for the past 2500 years in each of your past 25 lives, and now it has to reach its climax. Buddha had said, "Do not walk after me, for you shall attain totality only when I catch hold of your hands." And this is what I am now saying to you. I have seen you following me. You follow me and then tend to change your path. When you walk after me, you tend to get entangled in worldly illusions and infatuations, and thus you move towards death. And then I have to again think deeply on how to instill divinity and knowledge into you. And I have to keep doing this because you are a part of my soul. You cannot move away from me. Even if you wish, you cannot separate yourself from me. It may happen that time may come between us. You may then meet me after some months or after a few years. During this time, you may get entangled in some problems. But nevertheless, the bond between my soul and yours shall remain intact. You will not be able to break it or forget about it, because each moment, in each sound, and in everything, you shall see my image. Even if you look at yourself in the mirror, you shall only see my form. If you sit down and meditate, you shall feel the chanting of my name emanating from each pore of your body. Then you shall realize that you are a part of my soul and belong only to me. You cannot leave a guru and go to another. Even if you do so, you shall not achieve true peace because you are a part of me. And this relation is not just in this life. It has been thus for the past 25 lives, and in each life I have guided you and have encouraged you to follow me. But this time I am not going to do so. I shall not ask you to chant the Guru Mantra, Om Paramatatvaya Narayana Gurubhyo Namaha. This time I won't ask you to follow me, neither shall I ask you to walk on this path of totality. This time I shall catch hold of your hand and drag you to your goal. You may try to free your hand, but I won't leave it at any cost. You may get entangled in the worldly snares, but I won't let you. You may try to move towards the desert, but I shall stop you. And you may try to embrace death, but I shall remove you from its clutches. I can defeat death. I can look straight into the eyes of death and can kick Yama out of your life. I can do so, and I shall do so because I don't want my disciples to wander about and waste their lives by choosing the path of self-annihilation. I wish that you don't have to take birth again. I wish you do not lose your life in a mire of sins. This time you have to move forward. I wish that this be your lost birth. I wish that you liberate yourself in this very life. You are an ordinary human with a body of flesh and blood. Your birth was nothing extraordinary. But when you come into contact with me, you shall gain a new form. When a porous stone is touched with a piece of iron, the iron gets converted into gold. Coming closer to me means acquiring a golden, radiant form. If gold is covered with a layer of soil, its luster, its brilliance remains unrevealed. Only a guru can remove this cover, this layer of soil. I know your true worth. I recognize your soul and your body. All around you is a great source of Shakti, divine energy. I want you to realize it. Hence I am calling out to you. I had done so in your previous life and even in the life before that. I had explained to you that this is not your life. Your parents, your brothers, sisters, relatives, no one shall be with you when you die. You have to cover the journey to death all alone. And when you die, they shall cover your body, take it to the funeral ground and burn it. Then they shall return to their individual lives. No one shall go with you. Hence, you should not choose this way of life. But for the past 25 lives, this is what you are doing. And I have been a witness to each life. And I know your name, your place of birth, your parents, your relatives, and each moment of your previous lives. If you wish, I can tell you the name you had in each life. I can tell you in which state you were. You had no right or capability to choose your parents because you never realized the Brahma. You never achieved true joy and you never even attempted to move towards Brahma. And the biggest mistake which you made was that when I moved forward, you lagged behind. But I shall not allow this mistake to be repeated in this life. Before I used to move forward, and whenever I turned around, I would see you thousands of miles behind. Each time I called out to you, you would come running to me. I would say, "Where were you wandering? What type of life are you leading? This is not your life. Your friends and relatives shall not accompany you. All this is just an illusion in which your fathers and forefathers became lost and thus met with death. Why are you moving on this path of death? This is not the way of life for you." You would listen to my words, and again the winds of this illusioning world would blow you away from me. This is why today I am standing determinedly before you, not as a guru, but as a pillar. For the first time I have taken hold of your hand. For the first time I am trying to purify your blood. And for the first time I am striking you with blows. I want to deal out such hard blows to you that you feel the pain and start moving fast on the right course of life. And whenever you shall stop, I shall again strike out at you. And whenever you feel weak, I shall instill divine strength into you. I know how to deal out blows, and this process in itself has a unique joy. Other gurus can only give dikshas, but they do not know the joy in striking out at a disciple or the joy in experiencing such blows. I want to bestow you with all that which you could not achieve even in 24 lives. In each life you moved forward towards death, but this time I am teaching you how to move away from death. I am showing you a new path, and I am explaining to you that this time death shall not be able to pounce upon you, and it won't be able to snatch your life away. I will not let this happen because each moment my blows shall keep you alert and my divinity shall be with you. Whenever your blood, your soul and your thoughts shall become solid, I shall guide you onto the right course because this time I have devoted my entire life for my disciples. I do not have any right over my life. I do not wish to teach you the process of being born again. I don't want you to take birth again. I want you to reach that state of totality where you shall achieve true joy and the divine conscience. And this is possible only when you become one with the Sadguru. And if you do so, then your life shall be filled with the radiance of 1,000 suns. But till now, this has not happened. Each time I showed faith in you, but each time you betrayed me. Each time I listened to your words, and each time I was at loss. You kept speaking, I kept listening. Each time I called out to you, but you paid no heed to my words. Each time you forgot what I said to you and followed the wrong path. Hence, this time I had to think, till when shall this go on? And this is why I said to you that this time I shall not give you the Guru Mantra. I am teaching you how to rebel. This time I am instilling divine conscience into you. This time I am teaching you how to fight. And you have to struggle hard against this society, your parents, your brothers and sisters, your friends and your relatives. You have to fight the stinking orthodox system which has turned you into an inferior, miserable human and has taught you only to move towards death. But now this shall not happen, because a Guru means one who leads his disciples to immortality. I have several times done this to you, but each time you have stopped and hesitated to follow me. And when you did this, I was really surprised to see how a part of my own soul became deaf and dumb. Why you could not awaken your conscience even after becoming my disciple? Why no explosive energy generated even after you touched my soul? And why you were not filled with divine enlightenment even after touching my feet? And on deep contemplation, I realized for the first time that you had lagged behind, and that you had betrayed my faith, and that you had been caught in the storm of social life comprising of your wife, sons, daughters, friends and relatives. And in that storm, you are separated from me. I searched everywhere for you. I kept looking for you, kept calling out to you, and then caught up with you. When you were 18 years old, 20 years old, 30 years old, again and again, you let go of my hand, and each time this was repeated. This time too, this is what seems to be happening. This has happened till today, but now I am giving you a special mantra. You have to become explosive. You have to become a rebel. You have to achieve the highest echelons of life. You have to stake all you have, and flowing like a fast river, you have to merge into the ocean. You have to fuse with the divine form of the Guru, and thus you have to achieve totality in life. I have guided you onto the path which leads to immortality, divinity and totality. And you shall surely achieve this goal, because this time it is I who am holding your hand. May you achieve totality in life. I bless you. Jai Gurudev.